Okay, I'm going to share my birth control story and how I believe without a shadow of a doubt that the birth control I was on for 4 or 5 years caused my PCOS, caused my severe GERD, caused my severe anxiety and very severe, everything severe, digestive issues that I was struggling with many years ago after being on birth control for so long. So let's get into it. A little bit of a backstory. I've been an athlete my entire life. I was a 3-sport athlete, cross country, basketball, volleyball, track and field, you name it. I was doing it. My period when I was around 14, which is pretty common, didn't have many issues. I was 17. I ended up losing my period for 6 months. And this is important because what I know now is not good, right? But at the time, I was like, this is awesome. I was during cross country. My body fat got super low. I was an intense athlete, practices every single day, games, meets, you name it. Lost my period for 6 months. Really do believe that was one of the things that led to the hormonal issues I was experiencing when I first went away to college. I ended up getting my period back. Got my period like normal, went away to college. So at this point, I'm 18, 19 years old. So at this time I started to get really bad, well at the time I didn't know it was hormonal. I started to get really bad acne all around my mouth, my chin. It was so painful, it was so bad. And at this point in my life, I had never had acne to begin with. I had beautiful, just really dry, clear skin. Thank you, mom and dad. But never had acne. I didn't know what the heck was going on, did not know what to do. I had someone tell me, go to the infirmary at school and talk to the doctor there, see what they have to say. Did that, went to the doctor. The woman was just like, oh, this is just a hormonal issue. This is common, we see this all the time. We'll just get you on a low dose birth control and you'll be good to go. And lo and behold, got on birth control and my acne went away. Fast forward 5 years being on the pill. I end up having a plethora of issues, way more than just hormonal acne. I gained 20 pounds. I was extremely anxious. I was wired and tired at night, but I was a zombie in the morning. I had severe digestive issues. I was chronically constipated, chronically bloated, didn't matter what I ate. Didn't matter how hard I worked out, I could not lose weight. Cramps were starting to get really bad. So many things suddenly kind of came out of nowhere. At this point, I'm mid-20s and sought specialist after specialist after specialist to help me figure out what the heck is going on with my body. I felt like my body was failing me. I was so tired all the time as well. I had no energy and I was miserable. I truly was miserable. I had severe GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, particularly silent reflux. So I had severe throat pain. I was living off of ibuprofen. And that was my first time in my life where I ever had suicidal ideation because I was in chronic pain. It felt like the only thing that took the pain away was when I was asleep. It took me into a deep depression and I was absolutely miserable. They just handed me PPIs, omeprazole. I was reliant on those. Those gave me some relief, but I ended up becoming really desensitized to them. I needed more and more and more. And if you know anything about PPIs, not good. So terrible. Ends up depleting some B12, leading to a lot of stomach acid issues. It is the complete opposite of the actual approach in terms of understanding physiology, and we need plenty of acid for our stomach. All this to say, they handed me, medication after medication just to mask my symptoms, but no one could help me understand what the heck was going on until I ended up finding a Wellness Way practitioner, and he finally gave me the answers I was looking for. We first started with my gut, started cutting out my food allergies, did a stool test, all the things. I was still on the birth control at the time. It wasn't until I started to understand what the birth control actually does, and then I started to piece everything together. So being on the pill for this long, one, it cuts off the communication between my brain and my body. Cuts off ovulation. It's the way it works in the sense of being able to not get pregnant, things like that. I was on it just for hormonal acne reasons. And the reason why it helped kind of clear up my hormonal acne was because I was ingesting progestin. And I was ingesting these certain hormones that I was depleted in prior to. So it helped solve mask the symptom, which was my hormonal acne. However, it ended up making things so much worse being on it for years and years, because now my body's no longer producing this hormone for me. It brings my levels so low. It leads to a plethora of issues later in the line. Fast forward ahead, I ended up getting diagnosed with PCOS. My progesterone was absolutely tanked. My testosterone was high. Cortisol was absolutely flatlined on a Dutch test. I had no energy. Big thing, why I wholeheartedly believe the birth control also led to a lot of my gut issues was because it also disrupts the gut-brain axis. There's so much that goes on in our gut that is related to our hormones. Being on birth control can create a lot of dysbiosis in the gut, which I ended up having. It also depletes us of so many important vitamins, minerals, B vitamins, our zinc, so many things like that are crucial for proper hormonal development, just energy levels in general. Needless to say, obviously I've been off birth control for about 5 years now. And the hardest part when I get my girls off birth control is recognizing that it will probably get a little worse before it gets better. My hormonal acne come back? Yes. And that is such a tough stage to be in, but it was so worth it, obviously, with what I'm doing now and getting the proper answers I need in order to heal. This is a reason why I am so passionate about birth control and about the women in my life and my patients being on birth control, because not proper education on what birth control is actually even doing. If you want to learn more about birth control, whether you're on birth control or have friends on birth control or trying to get off birth control or considering it, I would highly recommend joining my free live webinar happening Tuesday, April 21st at 7 p.m. We'll be talking the truth about birth control and just giving proper education and really understanding what the pill even does. It is live, so I will be there at the end of the workshop to answer any questions that you may have. It's something I'm so passionate about because I have dealt with this personally firsthand. I wish I would have had proper education on what the birth control actually does, or I said yes to 5 years of it. So click the link in the bio or comment below and we will send you the link ourselves. Can't wait to see you there.